27 years after these conjoined twins were born, they've shared some exciting news. An incredible, odds-defying birth will tend to make the news. So when doctors delivered healthy conjoined twins, Abby and Brittany Hensel in 1990, the story captured headlines for a good reason. After all, very few conjoined twins survive gestation and delivery. And as the twins' lives went on, the siblings continued to captivate audiences nationwide by letting them in on the tribulations and triumphs that came with their very specific condition. 2 decades later, then, they've shared yet another one of their incredible milestones with the world. Abby and Brittany Hensel were born on March 7, 1990, in Carver County, Minnesota. The twins naturally came into the world together, but they were conjoined in an incredibly rare way. In fact, they're known as dicephalic parapagous twins, which means that while their bodies are united, they each have a separate head. On top of the survival rate of conjoined twins being extremely low, their mere occurrence is also rare. Some estimate that 1 in 189,000 births bring a set of conjoined twins. Of that small population, only 11% are dicephalic parapagous twins, such as Brittany and Abby. The inner workings of Brittany and Abby's anatomy are also remarkable. Their upper body, for instance, contains double of each organ, 2 stomachs, 2 hearts, 4 lungs, etc. But their lower half is shared, with a single reproductive system. In addition to that, Abby and Brittany each control 1/2 of their body. That is, 1 arm and 1 leg each. Inevitably then, the girls had to work together to master crawling, clapping, and walking. In their later years, too, they learned how to swim, run, brush their hair, and even drive side by side. The way in which they conquered life together has received international attention on multiple occasions. When they were 6, for example, the girls were invited onto the Oprah Winfrey Show. About the same time, the Hensels landed on the cover of Life magazine. 6 years after that, in 2002, the girls were part of a documentary called Joined for Life. The flick turned out to be a success for the girls, who later earned their own series called Abby and Brittany, which aired in 2012. In their personal lives, too, the twins have had plenty of success. After high school, they studied together at Bethel University, where they both pursued Bachelor of Arts degrees in education. They admitted that they had considered specializing in different teaching disciplines, but that they couldn't have handled the extra coursework side by side. By 2012, they'd graduated from school and sought to enter the workforce. Not long after, they were able to share with the world another tidbit of exciting news. "We got a job," they said in unison in a clip from their TV show, Abby and Brittany. Together, the twins explained their new position, finishing each other's sentences and clasping their hands as they talked. "We are 4th and 5th grade math specialists, so we'll have 2 classes of math," they said. "It's part-time, which is nice, so we'll be kind of transitioning into the teaching world." Their mother, Patty, reflected on the twins' path to their professional career, reminiscing on how the girls' once differing interests had finally converged. Patty said, "When they were 5, I remember one wanted to be a pilot and one wanted to be a dentist. That was short-lived." She knew that teaching would be the right fit for her girls, though. "They've just always had a knack with kids, and kids have always been kind of drawn to them," Patty said. "Maybe it started by curiosity, but then once their simple questions are answered, they're still just drawn to Ab and Britt." Presumably, their new boss, the school's principal, Mr. Good, could also see that Abby and Brittany were meant to be educators. Indeed, he said 175 people had applied for the position, but he and his interviewing team had known right away that the Hensels were the ones for the job. "After our interview, I showed the girls out the door," Mr. Good recalled on the Hensels TV program. "I came back in the room, and before I even sat back down, one of the people said, 'Run after them, hire them, give them the job.'" Mr. Good did acknowledge that having conjoined twins on staff was uncharted territory, but he covered all his bases so that the Hensels would easily transition into their new careers. "That's why I called Human Resources," he said before mimicking his phone call. "Hello, HR, what can we do? How does this all work?" With HR, the Hensels then each signed their own employment contract. They also decided that they would split the salary for the part-time role they'd received. Brittany would get 1/2, Abby would take the other. Mr. Good said that the school also had a plan to introduce and welcome the conjoined twins as teachers within their community. "What we've done is we've sent out letters, and we'll reintroduce the Hensels again during open house," he said. Nevertheless, Mr. Good felt as though this effort was unnecessary. After all, the Hensels' credentials and character spoke volumes to anyone who might be initially surprised by their appearance. "I think after anyone sits with these exceptional young women, I think any of their concerns will just vanish," he said. As for the Hensels, they didn't have any concerns of their own. All they could do was express how much they were looking forward to the upcoming school year. In unison, they both said, "I'm excited, I can't wait." And it seems as though their zeal has only continued to push their careers further. In December 2017, in fact, In Touch Weekly reported that the twins now teach 5th grade together.